I've still got to come back to this area, so that's not quite finished yet, but like I said, I like to get the bulk of it done first, get the majority of it done. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use some white with a bit of yellow again, mix it into that same colour, so it's pretty much the same what we had before. Cut across, get a roll of paint, and then just in these areas, like in here, I want to pull some of this colour in. See that? Just in there. You just pull down with it, with the knife. There's a bit more pinky stuff going on in there. That peachy colour, sorry. Nice peachy colour going on down in there. Quite a bit on my brush, on my knife still, so with that I can just put a bit down in there. If it comes off too thick, just rub it like so, because these are going to be more muted in the water anyway. It's going to be a lot more mute and suggestible rather than detailed. So what I'll do is I'll put it in like so, and then I'll use a brush and just go down and across it again. Get that ridge. Now I know I want some of that colour just in this area as well, so I could put some little indications for that colour in there. But a lot of that's going to get covered up anyway, because we've got like rocks and stuff just in this area. Something like so is good enough. Now just going to use a biggish blender brush. Now you can see just in here where I've just gone a bit further over, you can just blend that away, no big deal. Now I just want to actually touch and just pull down on that colour. See that? Just pull down on it and let it mix with the colour that's underneath. Keep wiping it off on a towel. There. But these are quite stretched, to these reflections. They really are quite stretched out. You can leave a couple of bits of detail, but not proper sharp detail, just soft, subdued stuff going on. Pull down. Beauty of wet on wet. Lovely reflections you can make. Now with that I just want to use a fan brush, and because it's still wet at this moment I really want to use some of this blue colour, so I might even get a bit more blue on my brush. Blue and a bit of white together on the brush. Just show you that. Just some blue and white. It's not ultra strong. It's about the same as what's on here already. See this darkish colour we've got in here. So I want to use some areas of this, and I want to actually pull straight through into it. I might actually get a bit more white with that. See how I check it first, and then I can tweak it by just adding a bit more white. See, I'll just use the blue that's left on the brush actually and just do that. That's exactly the tone that I was after now. So use that same colour and just bring it into the reflection slightly. There. Same over here, there's quite a bit of stuff going on, and some of these come right through. The big one just in here, a bit fatter is that. something about like that. And then again we've got another one coming in from this side, right through into the reflections. Now if you pick up a bit of that colour like I did there, don't worry, if you go back, that'll just blend away. It's not yellow that it'll turn it green, not so yellow. And then see the lovely colours though, the way that it shimmies. I just adore doing this. Playing with reflections like this is so much fun. And then just in there I can do it here and there. Just doing it now and again. And the good thing is that you actually, when you do this, you pick up a bit of the dark and then you can put it back in there. And it gives you little shadows for your waves, or your little ripples should I say. Lovely effect for getting wet reflections. Reflections that are actually moving. These reflections will look like they're actually moving. And sometimes you can actually pick up that paint and put a bit over in there. Smart. I'm very happy. Now there's a few ripples going down into here. And then I get a big brush again, same big brush, and where I pulled down before, I'm now going to come along and go across. See that? Straight into the reflection. Where that colour is that I've done, I can actually just pull that and then it'll actually just go. See how I went straight through it, straight across it. You don't put loads of pressure though, just enough pressure. You can leave certain areas so that they stand out a little bit more, but you see all these little ripples and stuff that you get when you're doing this. It's really nice. Same again up in there, run right through. Keep it vertical, keep it straight all the way along. I'm saying keep it vertical, keep it horizontal. You know, my words mixed up. There. And if you get these little bits of thing here, blue going through that colour, that is perfect because that makes it look like the water is actually moving and shimmering. We're going straight with the straight dark lavender, and I'm just going to put a few little ripples just going on in this shadow because I want it to be a little bit darker. And I can do that by just going side to side. See that? Just side to side. Just in there. Making it look like wet ripples. Same again. Just in there. And just touch little bits of dark here and there. Back into that. Because I lost the dark when I pulled across, you see. So by doing that, that will just give you the dark back for that strip. And another dark one there. And sometimes do it like I just did because we're going to come over with a bigger brush as well. Right, so again the big brush, just come over that gently, just let it sit in there softly. There. It wants to be diffused anyway, this reflection. It's not very sharp, it's very diffused. I would step back and have a look. Get in there. I just need to change a little bit of something. Just in here. It's the wrong shape. I want it to match that a little bit more. Again, this makes it more effective as well, the ripple effect, just by pulling it out like so, and making little ripples. It really does work well. I'm happy with that. So a good stage. You can even just tap a bit just in there if you like. Put a little bit of dark in for this edge. Just in here. And down here there, that goes down a bit. So I can just indicate some of the tops of this as well a little bit darker. Because this is reflections, it's not going to be overwhelmingly dark. It's just going to indicate enough. And then I can come back with my big brush and gently come down over that. And then across, nice and softly. And that should still remain in there. You can actually proper blend tiny bits with the corner of the brush as well, see that? Where you want it to just disappear. I'm going to put a shadow down for where I want this stand of trees to be. And I'm just going to use the blue at first. That's coming down to about there. So that gives me a good general indication. It also gives me the dark so that I can highlight over that with the green. These are going to be distant evergreen trees growing like down the side of mountain. You actually pick it up slightly to make the effect of evergreen trees. See, just like so. But I'm going to do it with sap green and a bit of cadmium yellow. I just wanted you to be able to see the actual distinction between layers. So you got this one, and then this one's going to come right in front. See that? Right in front of it. And then we're going to have some trees, a couple of trees over in here, evergreens, and they'll be reflected down into the water as well. And we're going to have some distant evergreens just in here. So I'm really happy with how this is going. I can just touch up a bit more blue up into there, a bit in there as well. It's misty towards the base. I also want to just put a few little shadows going on in there, just at the base as well. That's it. Happy. I'm still going to go back, and I've got quite a bit to do still. I'm just using this colour again, the same colour for the highlight on the mountain, and then I'm just going to use a tiny bit of that and just put a little bit just down into there for the bottom part of this rock. So we're going to have trees below this, but you'll still just about see this colour. There we go. A few little bits in with a brush. I'm happy with that. Pick out a few little individuals where you want them to come from, say there, and run them through a bit. That's cool. Right, now what I want to do, I'm just going to use a small part of the knife, and with that mixture that we made before with the white, the yellow, a little bit of raw sienna and the crimson, I put a bit more crimson to it. Just there I put more crimson to it. So with that colour, I'm going to come back and just highlight here and there some little spots. So we've just got a bit more of that colour showing. There. Just let it drag over the surface with the small part of the knife. You could let this dry and do this. I like to do it wet on wet though. Really is effective. Maybe just a little bit over in here, because I'm going to go over this a bit brighter. It'll mix with this colour and it should look nice. There. Something about like so. And then if I choose to go back to that lighter colour, just in here. I want to make it brighter. There we go. That's it. Some lovely colour tones are going on in this mountain range. I absolutely love these colours that are going on. There's a huge part of this mountain that's not even going to be seen because we've got trees growing up to it. So make sure this area is lighter than what's above, because it'll look a tiny little bit misty, and that's what I want with that. Now again, I can just come up in here and just put a little touch of something on in there. If you do get a blob that you don't want, like that one, you can just use the knife and actually take that colour back off. And then if you want it, I've got a brush with a dark on already here. You can just paint that back in again how it was before. There. That's great. Just allow it to touch up in there. So I've got a brush with the dark on, and I've got a brush with the light on. Now again, I just want to put some more of that colour just up in here a little bit. In fact, I'm going to use a small part of the knife again, because I don't want tons of it, I just want a little bit. Just over in here. That's it. I'm happy with that bit. Maybe a little bit just up in there. Let it break and it'll pick it up on the high points. The sun's just glimmering off of this rock. Nice one. Just up in here. Same things, let a bit of it come straight through. Some detail in there and that. A little bit over that. Right, so again with this lavender colour that we've got mixed, just going to get a little part of that on the knife, and then just up in here I've got some little rocks, so just a crack in between the rocks, just in there, very delicate as this. Because it's only a touch or something. So there. So something and nothing, but it does make a difference. You can sometimes just use your brush. Put your brush loaded both sides, and you can just come in with that chiseled edge, sharp chiseled edge, and you can just come up into there and just touch into that. And this is still wet, everything's wet. That's it. And there's a little bit of something coming in from there. And just dropping down a bit. Just give them some details, a bit of depth in the rock. That's all you need. And this actually comes back out and has a gap in between it, with the rock still there. Great stuff. What an enjoyable painting this has been to do. So far I've really enjoyed doing it. Every bit of it. Happy? I'm happy. A bit of a deep one just in there, so I'm just going to put some more colour on, the lavender, a bit of black, and then just in there, it's quite a deep little area, so it's dark there, maybe just a bit outside of it as well. That's cool. Now these are like a little ridge just coming through here as well. So I'm just using the brush with the dark on it, and then I can allow it to actually come along there a bit, and then it breaks up there. So it's like a separate slab of rock. Hope that stands out. Just something simple like that. Now a few little more ones coming on. Got one coming down from that. You will pick up colour when you do this, so I always make sure I've got a paper towel to just wipe off the colour that you pick up. Otherwise you're going to put it back into your dark area, and we don't want that. Right, we've still got this area here where I want to have the evergreen trees, and that's going to go right through, and it stops at about that point there. That's why I put that indication, because that's where the first tree is going to be, and then the second tree is there, and then the third tree actually goes right up into this. That's why I haven't worried too much about that. Right, I'm just going to mix some more colour up.